Episode 8 of 10 highlights leadership in warfare. Previously, we mastered concentrated force. Now see how discipline, morale, and unity among troops lead to success. Let us begin. Listen closely, because today I'm going to share my counsel on what is, without a doubt, the most vital of duties: commanding an army. Let's start with something you can never, ever forget: the immense weight of your responsibility. You, as a leader, you're the very foundation, the bulwark, that the fate of your people rests on. Whether you are complete, whether you are strong, your very character, that's what will determine the strength of the nation itself. Look, don't ever mistake this for just a game of strategy. It's not. This is a matter of life and death. Every single decision you make, every single one, it's a step that leads your nation toward either safety or total ruin. And you know what? That weight, it rests on your shoulders and yours alone. So how do you bear a weight like that? Well, it all starts from within. You've got to cultivate these virtues in yourself first, because let me tell you, a commander is absolutely nothing without character. Your strength on the inside, that's the source of all your authority on the outside. Okay, so what are these virtues? There are 5, and they must be your constant guide. First, there's wisdom. That's what lets you plan. But a plan is useless if no one trusts it, right? That's where sincerity comes in. It makes people believe in your plan. And from that trust, your benevolence, your care for them inspires your troops. It gives them the courage they need to act. But raw courage can be chaos. So finally, there's strictness. That's what ensures all that courage is focused, respected, commanded. You see how it's a chain? You have to know this chain. If you do, you'll be victorious. But if you neglect even one link, you're going to fail. All right, so once you've gotten a handle on yourself, your next focus has to be your men. That bond you forge with them, honestly, it's your greatest weapon. An army, you see, is only as strong as the spirit that brings it to life. And that is the power of benevolence. When you treat them this way, you create an army that's truly united, animated by the same spirit, from the lowest ranks to the highest. And that single spirit, that's absolutely essential for victory. Think about it. When your soldiers truly believe you care about them, their well-being, their loyalty to you becomes unbreakable. But, and this is a big but, this care has to be balanced. It has to be tempered with an iron will. Kindness by itself, it just doesn't win battles. A commander has to wield authority with the same skill he wields a sword. So, let's think about this for a second. What happens if benevolence isn't enough? I mean, imagine this. You're indulgent, you're kind-hearted, but nobody really feels your authority. You give commands, sure, but they aren't enforced. What do you think happens to your army then? And here's the crucial point. Your soldiers turn into spoiled children. They become completely useless for any practical purpose. Loyalty without discipline, it's not an asset, it's a liability. An army of spoiled kids, I don't care how devoted they are, they just can't stand up to a real, hardened enemy. The moment there's real pressure, they'll break. Every time. And this right here, this is the core paradox of being a commander. You have to be 2 things at once: a father and a master. Your humanity, your care for them, that's what earns their attachment. But it's your discipline, your iron will, that makes their loyalty useful in a real fight. You can't have one without the other. If you do, you're on a certain path to ruin. So what happens when you lose this delicate balance? Well, it leads to what I call the 6 calamities. These are ruinous failures that come from inside your own army. And listen, these aren't bad luck. They're not because of the weather or some act of fate. No, they are born directly from your failings as a general. Don't just look at these as accidents. They aren't. They're the direct result of you failing to balance that humanity and discipline we talked about. For instance, insubordination. That's what happens when your officers are tough but your soldiers are weak because you've been too indulgent. Or collapse. That's what you get when you have good soldiers but their officers are weak. You see? These aren't just misfortunes. They are calamities, and you alone, are responsible for them. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the path to ruin. Now, let's talk about the certain road to victory. Let's see how we can forge these 2 opposing forces, this humanity and this discipline, into a single, unbreakable weapon. And when you look at it this way, the path forward becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? If you only have humanity, you get a useless army of spoiled children. If you only have iron discipline, you get a fearful, resentful army that's just waiting to break. It's only when you combine them, humanity plus iron discipline, that you create an army that is both loyal and well-disciplined, an army that is both willing and able to achieve victory. So you need to heed this counsel. This is really the ultimate synthesis of everything I teach about leadership. You have to treat your soldiers with humanity first, always, but you have to keep them under control with iron discipline. That right there is a certain road to victory. If your commands are always enforced in training, your army will be well-disciplined. Simple as that. If they're not, it's disciplinably bad. It has to work both ways. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When your commands are given, will they be obeyed? The answer to that question, that's where your entire future as a commander lies. So cultivate those virtues. Treat your men like your own children, but always, always enforce your will with an iron hand. Only then will you truly be worthy of command. Lead with heart and iron will. In episode 9, master the interplay of direct and indirect methods in strategy and maneuver.
This has been another dispatch from the Dead Expert Society. The dead have spoken, but what say the living? Let us know below.